Good morning, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rabbi Feinstein, and this is Valley Beth Shalom. It's Friday morning. It's almost Shabbat. And that means it's time for a good Shabbat story. Everybody needs a good Shabbat story. So it's been a long time. We haven't seen each other in a long time. We've been stuck at home. You've been stuck at home. I've been stuck at home. Everybody's stuck at home. And this is getting really silly. You go outside and everybody has masks on. It's not even Halloween or Purim, and they're wearing funny masks. And everyone is starting to worry about, are we ever going to get back to regular times and when we can go to the playground and go to the beach and go to the park. And it's really kind of strange and hard, right? And I bet sometimes you get kind of sad inside. I know I do. And I'm sure the mommies and daddies and brothers and sisters and grandmas and grandpas are getting kind of sad inside because we miss each other. We want to be with each other, and it's really hard to be separated. They have a fancy word for it. They call it social isolation. I think it just means we can't hug, can't be together, can't go to our friend's house, can't do so many of the things that make us feel so good inside. So what do you do when you're feeling sad? What do you do when grown-ups are feeling sad? How do we help each other? There's a good story about this. Want to hear a good story about this? About what to do when you're feeling sad? This is about a magical city called Chelm. That's a funny name. It's a magical city in a place far away a long, long time ago. And the town of Chelm was very special. People said it's either they were the smartest people who ever were, and they were so smart they did silly things, or they were the silliest people who ever lived, and sometimes they did such silly things it came out smart. So in the town of Chelm lived all kinds of people, but there was a group of very wise men. They were the ones who made all the hard decisions for the town of Chelm. The wise men of Chelm were very famous. So the town of Chelm was interesting because they loved the moon. You know how you go outside at nighttime when it's dark and you look up in the sky and there's the moon. Well, here's the interesting thing about the moon. Some nights the moon is big and full and bright. Some nights the moon is only half there. And some nights it's only a little bit of moon. And some nights, no moon at all. Well, the people of Chelm loved the moon so much that when the moon was big and bright in the sky, when it was shining over the whole world with its beautiful silver light, they were happy. They celebrated. Everybody felt good. Mommies and daddies were nice to each other. Brothers and sisters took care of each other. Dogs were nice to cats, and cats were nice to dogs. Everybody got along. It was wonderful to be in Chelm when the moon was out. But then, a couple of weeks later, the moon starts to disappear. And everybody got mean and angry and depressed and sad, and they yelled at each other and they screamed at each other and they were mean to each other. Dogs were mean to cats and cats were mean to dogs, and mommies yelled at kids and daddies yelled at mommies, and it wasn't good at all. And this is what it was every month, because the moon comes and goes every single month. Some days, some nights in the month, it's big and bright, and everyone was happy. Some nights it went away and it was dark, and everyone was sad and mean and yucky. And the wise men of Chelm got together and said, we have to do something about this. We have to fix this. We have to make this better. But what can we do? They asked. What can we do? The moon is sometimes bright and the moon is sometimes dark. What can we do? Well, somebody had the crazy, wonderful idea of, let's catch the moon. Let's catch the moon. We can catch the moon and we'll own the moon. And then on nights when it's really dark, we can let some moon out into the world. And that way we never have to feel sad. We can always feel good. We never have to feel bad. We can always feel right. If we caught the moon, we would always be happy and never be sad. But how? How do you catch the moon? How do you catch the moon? How do you catch the moon? Well, there was one of the wise men of Helm, particularly wise man named Shmerel. And Shmerel said, once upon a time, I was eating a bowl of soup. And I looked down into the bowl of soup. And do you know what I saw in the bowl of soup? I saw the moon. If we built a big enough bowl, we could catch the moon in the soup. And they all agreed this was a great plan. So they built a big, giant bowl in the middle of the town square, a bowl with a top on it. And they waited for the night that the moon was full in the sky. And when the moon was big and bright and full in the sky, they said, bring soup, bring soup. And they brought soup. Everybody brought soup. They brought buckets of soup and barrels of soup and bathtubs of soup and bottles of soup. And they filled up the giant bowl. And when the moon was directly overhead, they snuck up on it with the top of the bowl. They snuck, and wham! They put the top down. At that very moment, a cloud went over the sky. And the people of Helm said, we caught the moon. We caught the moon. We own the moon. The moon is ours. It's our moon. We'll never have to be sad again. Never, ever. Because now we have all the moon we ever need. It's right there in the big bowl. We own the moon. It's ours. And that night, everyone was so happy because they said we owned the moon. And the next day was the happiest day in Helm ever. Everyone was singing and dancing. Never again have to be unhappy because we own the moon. But you know what happened? The day came to an end. The sun went down. The sky got dark. And there in the sky was the moon. The moon is in the sky, but we caught it. Wait a minute. Somebody let it out. Somebody let the moon out. Who let the moon out? Who let it out? Who let the moon go? Who let it go? They did an investigation. They went to the baker. Did you let the moon out? Baker said, no, I was making bread all day. They went to the teacher. Did you let the moon out? No, I was teaching children all day. They went to the doctor. Did you let the moon out? No, I was taking care of sick people all day. They went to everybody. But everybody said, no, I was busy. I didn't let the moon out. And the last person they went to was the rabbi. Could the rabbi have done it? Could the rabbi have let the moon out? They went very respectfully, all of them, to the rabbi's house, and they knocked on the door. And the rabbi came to the door and they said, Rabbi, did you let the moon out of the soup? The rabbi said, yes, I did it. I let it out. Why, Rabbi? Why? Why did you let the moon out? And Rabbi said, well, because there are some things in the world that you can have. You can have a shirt and you can wear it whenever you like. And you can have a pencil and you can draw with it whenever you like. And you can have a cupcake and you can eat it whenever you like. But there's some things in the world that you can only have if you share. Like what, they said, like what? What kind of thing can you only have if you share? Like a hug. Ooh, yeah. I can only have a hug if I give a hug. And a story. I only have a story if I share a story. And love. I only have love if I share love. And the moon. You can't have the moon. We have to share the moon. And when we share the moon, it makes us all feel happier. Right? Right. And besides, said the rabbi, you can't be happy all the time. Some days we are happy, and some days we are sad. Some days everything goes right, and some days everything goes wrong. That's the way the world is. And when we feel bad, we do just that. We give hugs, we share love, we share stories, and we share the moon. So I let the moon out. Oh, said the people of Chelm, great rabbi, you are so wise. You let the moon out so everybody could share it. Right, said the rabbi, right. But rabbi, now when the moon is gone and the sky is dark and we all feel sad inside, what are we going to do? How are we going to feel better? Well, we're going to remember that this too is part of being a person. But you know what? We can share hugs. We can share love. We can share stories. We can share soup. Because we have a million zillion gallons of soup. So we'll tell stories. We'll give hugs. We'll share love. We'll eat soup. And soon the moon will come back and we'll feel better. So, dear friends, this Shabbos, I want you to go find someone who needs a little happiness, who needs a little help, who needs a little love, and give them a hug, a big hug, and tell them that you share love with them, and maybe share a story with them about the Chelm, the people of Chelm, and how they tried to catch the moon, and maybe share some soup. That will make us all feel better. And soon the moon will return to the sky, and we'll all come back together. We'll be back in school. We'll be back outside. We'll be back with our friends and our families. We'll be happy again. Okay? Let's sing a little Shabbat song, and I want to wish you and everyone you love a really good Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Take good care. Be good. Go give someone a hug. Go share a story. Go share some love. Go share some soup.